It's day 3 at Sea Otter Classic 2023, and I'm in the mood for delving deeper into those tents and finding the good, the weird, and the ugly. So back at the Vitus tent, and Hap Seliger, the CEO of Vitus, has literally just unveiled his brand new bike. This is the Vitus Rapide FS. It's got 120 SIDS on the front, naturally in blue, to match this custom paint job, which is inspired by sort of pop art Andy Warhol vibe, which is a favorite of his. And he said that he naturally thought of 5dev straight away because of that sort of pop art, you know, a bike is a piece of art kind of vibe. So he's gone with the 5dev cranks here in purple, which accidentally almost perfectly matches the brand new purple shade of Chris King hubs up there. And we've got also a 5dev slightly purple iridescent stem up the top, which is absolutely stunning. And naturally with SRAM Eagle drivetrain here in iridescent with the chain and cassette at the back there. And yeah, just honestly, this must have taken absolutely hours just to do the logo, apparently, let alone the rest of the bike. So I thought it was worth mentioning. Let me know down in the comments below, would you ride a bike like this? So I'm here with Adam, the founder of Revel Bikes, and you might be mistaken that this might just be another carbon bike that you're walking past, but it's not, is it? It's something special. Tell me about this, Adam.
It's not a normal carbon bike. This is a 3D printed thermoplastic downhill bike. So this is the first 3D printed carbon mountain bike made, and I feel lucky that we're the first company to do that. It's a concept bike. It is not for sale. We decided to start experimenting with this technology about 2 years ago. In my mind, it's kind of a way, I believe this will be the future of how bikes are made. It's going to be many more years until this is more readily accepted. Most of the bikes we make are made out of traditional thermoset carbon fiber, and they're absolutely fantastic. We're a 4-year-old company. Part of what I try to do is look at the next latest and greatest technology and materials and ways of making things, and this bike certainly fits the bill for that. So we decided we're not selling this bike, but we wanted to show off what we'd been working on. So it's 3D printed, actually here in California. It means there's all sorts of things that means for what manufacturing bikes could be in the future, and it's really quite exciting to me.
So how much of a concept is this? Could you actually ride this?
Yes, it is a concept bike, which I know isn't too common. It's kind of like, car companies do concept cars to sort of show off what they've been working on, so we decided to do that with this bike. Yes, it is rideable. It's actually passed all, ISO, our internal standards, which is ISO+++ to a, Enduro DH level of testing. And basically we got to this point of, hey, we've done it. This makes sense. The bike's a little bit on the heavy side, but it passes all the testing. But we basically were like, we've done it, but it's too expensive right now to really bring this to market. So let's show off what we've done. In the next few years, as the technology improves, our goal is certainly to figure out how to get this bike to market at a price that we're stoked on, that our riders will be stoked on.
Yeah, I personally think it's the future. Like, people are going to be walking into shops, choosing their geometry and getting an additively manufactured frame, and guys like you are trailblazing it. So thanks so much for that.
That's the goal. Thank you so much.
So we're at Sea Otter Saturday morning. It's 10:30 in the morning and it's chaos. Chris, what are you doing here?
Okay, so if you wear the Run CNC shirt, you get a free chain ring. So we've done this special edition Sea Otter 2023 chain ring, and we've made literally hundreds of them. They're all a little bit unique because the PVD oil slick pattern, you can see this one is different colors on both sides, and they all come out slightly different. So we're giving those away to our super fans, and I am just beside myself how many people I'd like to thank everybody who came out, and this has just been amazing.
So I'm here at Mendit Kits, which is effectively a first aid kit, but this is fully specific to mountain bikers. So you do get the usual Advil, alcoholic wipes, steri strips, gauze, but this is specific to mountain bikers. And what they've done is they've added a few extra things that you don't usually get. So this is a 3D printed or additively manufactured out of carbon. So it is completely stiff and unbendable in one direction and then flexible in another. So this is the perfect tool for splinting a finger, for example. And then you have the SAM splints here, which has been custom sized, so it would be a splint for your wrist or your ankle. It's fully moldable and then will keep your wrist or your ankle in place. And it also acts as the carrier for the first aid. Not only that, but the strap that attaches all of this to your bike is also a tourniquet, and the whole thing is sealed and waterproof, so you can just leave it on your bike and jet wash it clean if you really want to. So, and all of this is under 6 ounces, so this is definitely something to watch out for if you go out in the back and beyond. So Garmin have updated 2 of their computers. We have the Edge 540 and the Edge 840. Now previously the 530 and the 830 were very similar, but the 530 was button operated and the 830 was touchscreen. Now the 840 is still touchscreen, but it gets a little bit of trickle down technology from the 1040 in that we now have that power glass solar charging. So where the Edge 540, the newer one, has a 42-hour maximum battery life, the touchscreen version with that solar charging will take you up to about 60 hours of battery life. And on top of that, they've updated a few of the menu profiles and settings and made it more intuitive to use. But the really exciting thing is the technology they brought through to both of these computers, in that you can now program an event like a race, for example, into your Garmin Connect calendar, and these computers will actually give you workout suggestions and recovery plans leading up to that race. Now, if you plot in the details in that event as well of the race, say for example the distance, the computer will actually know whether you need more anaerobic workouts or any aerobic workouts or more endurance. It will also know, based on your previous training, whether you are stronger in one area than the other, and it will give you more training plans based on that, so that you can be at your best for that event. As well as helping you prepare for that event, it will help you during the event. So it will tell you if you're putting in too much effort, too much power, too soon. It will know whether your stamina is going to run out too soon. It will plot how much effort you can put in for the duration of the event. And even if you are not racing and you have not even plotted a course on this computer, it has actually plotted out local climbs in your area. So it has a feature called the Climb Pro. So it will know when you've started a climb, and it will let you know how long that climb is, how steep it is, how far you've got to go, and help you get there in the best of your ability. So this is really exciting technology. It's like a personal coach in a computer, and I can't wait to get hold of one of these and see what it'll do for my training. So Maxxis have just launched their new compound, the Max Speed compound. So you may be familiar with the Aspen, the Recon Race and the Icon, all existing tyres now getting that new Max Speed compound, which is previously they would use 3 different compounds. Now it's only a single compound, and that is apparently saving 25% rolling resistance. So over a 90-minute race, that could save you a whole minute. So also adding to the lineup is this Severe, which is it's getting that max speed compound, but it is a new tread pattern. And as you can see, it's really open, so potentially good in wet and loose terrain. So Box Components have long stuck with 9-speed for their drivetrains. So they've got the Prime 9, which comes in Box 1, Box 2 and Box 3. Box 1 being their top spec. And for this year, Box 1 and Box 2 have been updated. So the derailleur on the Box 1 and Box 2 now have a horizontal cage, which should sharpen up shifting and stop any kind of ghost shifting as well. Also, their cassette has undergone an increase in a hardening process, which means that apparently it has a 30% more durability, so longer life, already on a long-living 9-speed cassette. The Box 1 is machined out of one piece of steel. Now, the shifter up the front has had a little bit of an update as well, getting a magnesium top plate. They've also added a bit of tactile etching to the lever and removed a bit of a dead spot that the previous Box editions had. They've also got full titanium hardware in the derailleur, and it's just looking really sharp. I'd be interested to give it a go. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Would you still run 9-speed? At the Crankbrothers tent, we've got the brand new Common Style Tempo, custom painted in this camouflage, this camo paint job, which is really striking for something that's supposed to blend into the background, but it's to celebrate the new camo collection on the Crankbrothers stamps, the Mallet E's, in this lush metallic green. Now, the designer said he didn't want to go full camo, like camo print as we usually see it. He wanted to actually blend into the surroundings here in California, and he used a render of a hillside in California and completely matched that color, so these should blend right into that background. So here at Digit, we're looking at, well, an integrator shock into the top tube effectively. So they have their own custom suspension, which looks a little like this on the inside, and you will have the bushing, as you can see here, and inside the top tube as well, and you can see how much bigger, how much longer, how much stiffer this will be than a rear shock. It will effectively reduce binding and flexing that you might get from a rear shock on a normal bike. It also tidies up the frame a little here, so you can get 2 full water bottles. You can also have a full seat post here, so think of the amount of drop you can get in your dropper post. And not to mention, they've started thinking about reducing the amount of pivots that you have, even down in the lower linkage here. So this pivot actually is part of the bottom bracket shell, so that you have less pivots to service. Now, apparently this aluminium welded here in California by hand claimed to be 2 pounds lighter than most carbon frames. So what are you saying? Let me know down in the comments below. Well, that's it for Sea Otter Classic 2023, and I feel like I've only just scratched the surface here. There's so much tech to see, but if you've been watching, let me know down in the comments below. What do you think was good, weird, or just ugly? Let me know, comments below.